Kolbrin Bible, Book 5, Chapter 31. This is a possible reference to the Dnieper Donets culture north of Göbekli Tepe. MAN 31:5. The first land on earth wherein men dwelt was not Camus. It was a land out beyond the salt waters. To this land came the immortal spirit in the form of a radiant one from heaven, who had left his more enlightened place to dwell among beasts in the lower kingdom of sorrow. In some mysterious way, he became incarnated as man. How, we know not, but he founded the race of man. It is not as recorded in tales told for the ignorant. MAN 31:6. None knows in truth the old motherland, or where it was. There are tales, but they disagree. The Nine Bows says it was southward. The learned priests are not united in thought. Some say towards the west, where the sun now sets, while others say towards the east, where the sun rises. Southward are great mountains and forests, monsters, and men covered with hair. Here, winds are formed within the earth and issue forth from a black cavern. It is a place of chaos, where water, soil, and air are not separate. The old motherland could not have been there. To the left-hand side, there is a great wilderness, the land of Amua. The old motherland could not have given birth to such as these. To the right hand is the wide plain of man-eaters, which stretches out to the far reaches of old Camus. This was barren even in the oldest times. To the north of the wilderness, the land is occupied by deformed men and dwarfs. Where amid this could have been the fertile pastures and plowlands, well watered from the Sky River, where men lived in peaceful content? The old motherland was never there, nor, as some say, in the waters beyond, which boil at the extremity. Beyond the wide river there once was a land graced with all riches needful to men, crowned by many walled Meru, but it was not the land of our birth. Northward is the home of the cool breeze, but beyond the lands which skirt the salt water are the one-eyed peoples and the giants with white hair and eyes. Here the rocks and stones are of the whitest marble, and the trees bear white fruit. Thus in the whiteness the eyes of men are blinded in their youth, for even the grass grows white. Before this is the land of Hazua, a place unproductive and barren, where fruit never appears on the trees and crops will not ripen. How could the old motherland lie in this direction? MAN 31:7. In the old books, it is said that the old motherland was ruled by the Queen of Light, who was supreme above all. The temple tales tell that the lesser gods came to dwell among mortals when the mistress of brightness ruled in Calathi, that they were sheltered in temples and priests were appointed to minister unto them. It is said that places of instruction were set up within the temples, but few men were taught the inner knowledge. It was rightly held that it would be a danger to those without wisdom, and it had to be safeguarded. Is this not the tale told in the Book of Beginnings? It is said that Calathi lay within the borders of Camus, but could it not have been the land of similar sounding name outward from Pontus beyond God's land? MAN 31:8. Is it not said of both that they were engulfed in fire and water? In the Book of Beginnings it is said the generations passed, and a vast amount of knowledge and wisdom was accumulated and preserved in purity. It was the heritage of mankind, but though man had learned to cherish the light of truth and walk wisely with it, nevertheless, then as now, false priesthoods flourished. They pandered to the carnal desires of the undeveloped and exploited the weaknesses of the ignorant. Their iniquity built up a vast weight of evil in the netherworld, which projected itself into the material of earth, so that the powers which upheld it became unstable. This caused all the southern part of the old land to sink down into heaving waters. Göbekli Tepe is located near this area in the two rivers, the Dnieper and Donets culture, around the 5th and 4th millennium in the Ukraine area. The comment 31:7 says beyond Pontus, which is located in the Anatolia area of the Black Sea. If Egypt, or even ancient Israel, is location of Kamu, then the Ukraine culture would be beyond. Kalethi is said to lay within Kamu. The Mistress of Light ruled there, a temple where lesser gods dwelled. Clearly, Göbekli Tepe is dated to the 10th millennium. Plus, it is further from Pontus. However, if the disaster was caused by water, wouldn't they wish to be far away from that body of water? The Black Sea was formed around this time. Verse 31:8 mentions only the south part of the old land went into heaving waters, while Dnieper Donets culture is around 5,000. 5600 BCE, a second flood caused the Black Sea to grow in size. Isn't there a story of Atlantis having a two-stage flood? Although I think that could be an Edgar Cayce prophecy. Just a suggestion, it could be around this region. Just a thought.